2022 Honda Civic Si first look review. The math checks out. But before we start, please support us by pressing the like and subscribe buttons, so that we can continue to provide information about car and motorcycle news. Also turn on the bell button to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you. It takes a lot of math to build a car, and even a math-challenged automotive journalist can recognize a formula that works: add a bit more power, make it handle better, tighten up the transmission, and don't charge too much more for it. It's not meant to be the ultimate performance Civic, that's the Type R. The 2022 Honda Civic Si sedan looks to be the latest result of that time-tested formula. The 2022 Civic Si will only be available as a 4-door sedan, though it does steal a couple bits from the Type R hatchback. Both affect the manual transmission, the only option on NC. One is the Type R's automatic rev-matching feature, which can thankfully be turned off as it can on the Type R. No one wants to drop a bad, possibly expensive, shift, but we learn by doing, not having the computer do it for us. Switching to sport mode disables it, or you can disable it permanently by going into the vehicle settings menu. The other is a drive mode switch with a customizable individual mode where you can set the throttle response, steering weight, and instrument panel graphics. Selecting sport mode takes care of the rev match, weights up the steering, amps up the throttle response, and kills the automatic engine stop/start system. The mechanical bits. Even without activating special modes, the engine response promises to be more exciting. While the Civic Si still rocks the same turbocharged 1.5-liter i4 as before, it's been fitted with a lighter single-mass flywheel which should help it rev more freely. A change in tuning knocks 5 horsepower off the peak, but Honda says the result is more torque at low RPM and more power at high RPM, both of which would address direct complaints we made about the old Si. The 2022 Civic Si makes an even 200 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute, and now won't fall off as quickly between there and the 6,500 revolutions per minute red line. Its peak torque of 192 pounds-to-foot now arrives 300 revolutions per minute earlier and hangs on from 1,800 revolutions per minute to 5,000 revolutions per minute. Making the most of that power is a mildly revised 6-speed manual with a standard helical limited slip differential. Though it's carried over from the previous car, along with the engine, Honda's done a bit of tweaking to shorten the shift throw slightly and improve feel. Neither needed any improving as the Si already had one of the best shifters you can buy on a new car today. But we're not complaining. As before, it's front-wheel drive only. Dynamic differences. Powertrain sorted, Honda turned its attention to making the already well-handling Civic drive like in Si. An updated chassis that boasts an 8% increase in torsional rigidity and a 13% improvement in bending stiffness is a great start, plus there's that longer wheelbase and wider track. From there, Honda increased the front spring rate by 8% and the rear by 54%. The anti-roll bars are stiffer, featuring a 27mm hollow bar up front and an 18mm solid bar in the rear. Stiffer suspension bushings and steering components round out the handling checklist. Interestingly, Honda has done away with the old car's 2-mode shock absorbers after getting mixed feedback. Instead, the new Si has fixed-rate dampers the company claims offers a balance between the two previous modes. Unlike the old car, Honda did mess with the brakes on this new Si. Now, the front rotors are 1.2 inches larger up front than a standard Civic and 0.9 inch larger in the rear. While the company hasn't specified, it's likely the pads have been swapped out for a higher performance compound. This is another area where the Si didn't really need improvement, but we welcome it regardless. Making all the grip for the engine and brakes to work with our standard all-season tires and optional summer tires, 235/40 all around on exclusive matte black 18-inch rims. Interior updates. Inside, the biggest update from the standard Civic are the Si seats. With any luck, the black and red chairs will retain the same excellent balance of comfort and support of the past generation. As before, the black and red theme permeates the cabin, from the contrast stitching to the door card inserts to the trim around the vents. The 9-inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are connected to a 12-speaker Bose stereo system. The old Si screen was nothing special, and this one will greatly improve functionality and ease of use. The Si is nominally based off the Civic X trim level, so the big screen, wireless functionality, and bang-in stereo are big gets. Elsewhere, Honda has updated the shift knob to a shape similar to the Type R's, but still a leather and aluminum affair like the old Si. Engineers have also tweaked the engine noise enhancement software in the stereo to make it sound better.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like. Leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.